When you get to the stage where you want to give students some feedback, you need to get into the student's work. Just in case you've forgotten how to do that, you would simply go to the classwork and then find the assignment and then press View Assignment. And then this is all the students' work here. Okay, so you just work your way. There will, of course, be lots of students in there, but for data protection purposes, obviously I can't display sort of real student information in there. So all you would do is click on the student's name there. That will then load up the work, and then this is how we're going to provide some feedback to the student. Now there's two different ways to provide written feedback. You can either use the sort of comment bank feature, which is new from 2018 onwards. You can use that feature there, or you can actually insert individual comments within the work. I'll show you how to do both so that you can decide which one you would like to do. So first of all, the comment bank. This will be inserted into a private comment which will be emailed to the student as a separate email. This will also create a trail so that you can quickly see all of the feedback that's been provided, and students can then feedback to you as well about what they've changed. So that's quite nice for sort of proving, you know, to the powers above, for instance, that you've actually done some marking and you provided some good feedback, but also the students can see exactly all the feedback that you provided to them as you go along. Okay, so to use that facility, I tend to use the comment bank. So if you go to there, I've just put two sample comments in there. If you want to add more stuff to the comment bank, you can do that by typing stuff in here. So check punctuation, for instance. Okay, so you can add that in. So that's now a comment that I could use at a later time. So if, for example, I want to use that one, I would click on the three dots and then go copy to clipboard. It's a bit like copying and pasting. I'm now going to go back, and then under where it says private comments, you just right click and paste that in there. There might be additional stuff, there might be some personal things that you want to put in there which is not part of the comment bank, and of course you're free to write in whatever you want. Okay, also look at the first line of what you have said. Okay, terrible feedback, but you get the gist. You can, of course, provide the grade in here as well. You don't have to do it using the method that I showed you in the previous video. You could upgrade it from here, because of course if you remember, they had 80, but it might be they've resubmitted and they've now got 85, and it's quite useful. It does actually show you what they had as well, so you can see that progress has actually been made as well. Okay, so I've done that. I'm going to post that to the student, so that's now posting it into their sort of trail that they can see, and that's been emailed automatically, and then I can return that. But just before I do that, I'll draw your attention to these little arrows up the top there, and that is basically how you can navigate between different students in your class. So that's a really quick way of navigating between different students' work. Okay, I am going to press the return button later, but before I do that, the final way of actually providing feedback to students, which is not kind of generic stuff, is where you can highlight bits of the text. So if you want to do that, let's say for example I wanted to comment on this sentence here, you simply highlight that sentence, right click on it, and then go to comment, and then you can put in wherever you want. Okay, a bit more detail required in this section, for instance. Okay, and that will then appear on the right hand side of the student's work. So if you want really specific stuff about exactly what they need to do to improve the document or their Google slide or their Google Sheet, then use the comment feature. But if you want generic stuff which applies to the whole assignment, then use the private comments on the right hand side. So once you've done that, you then return that assignment to them, and then just press return, and that will then go back to the student for them to action.